Hello and welcome back to our Flash series. We are in chapter 6, creating basic animation, and we're going to be starting pulling a few ideas together in this aeroplane exercise. So we're going to be looking at motion tween, using the transform tool and using the alpha gauge as well. So let's see how all that pulls together. So I've taken off the car path and I'm going to go into File and Open, and if I was to go back into Desktop, Flash Lessons, Lesson 6, you'll see a folder here called Aeroplane, and I will be wanting you to open up this one here called Aeroplane. So let's just double click on that. Now, to give you an idea of where we're going with this, let me just show you this Swift file. And what we have are motion tweens for the aeroplane and the shadow, as well as the cloud. We also have shape tween of where we're going from a moon to a bird. And as you can see here, the sun is showing rotation. So there's quite a few things that we're going to go through over the next 2 or 3 videos. Now, as usual, we seem to have zoomed in too far, so let's put that from 100 down to 70%. And what we have, we're going to be working on 30 frames. And we've got that for the diagram, which is this one here, but we won't worry about that too much at the moment. But we want to go to 30. Let's just select 30 frames, right click, insert frame, and everything turns up. So we're going to hide a few things. Let's hide the sun, let's hide the shadow, and let's focus on solely the aeroplane. Now we're going to create a motion tween. So I'm going to go right click, create motion tween, move my timeline, move my plane, and I want it to end up there. So I'm just going to drag and put it right there. Halfway through, I'm going to be wanting to create an arc, so my plane is up there. So let's go and do that. Let's bring it back to the beginning, and I've got to make sure that I'm on that selected. I've got my selection tool, and I'm going to bring the motion path up to here. So it's just at the apex there. Let's see what that looks like. And that's fine, and we finished there. Okay, so that's movement of our plane. Now I'm going to go and hide the plane for the moment. I'm going to go and open up the shadow, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So I've select the shadow, right click, create motion tween, move the timeline, move the shadow over to here, so it's in line, and then I'm going to bring it down to here. Right, let's see what the shadow looks like, and I've got this shadow. Now, like any shadow, at this point it's furthest away from this object, so we need to make that smaller and the shadow lighter. So I've gone and placed my timeline on frame 15, probably there. I'm happy with there. And I'm going to go to my free transform. Holding my shift button down, I'm going to make it smaller. Not that small, but maybe that small. I go over to alpha. It's currently on 100. Let's change the gauge and bring it down to 50. So it's half transparency. So I'm starting here, get smaller and lighter, and I bring it to the end, and oh no, that's not what I want. I want it to go back looking like what it is at the beginning. So I'm going to need to change it. I need to drag out my transform, so it's something like that. And I need to increase it all the way back up to 100. So let's have a look at that effect on the shadow. Let's just play that. And we have that. Now let's bring in the Aeroplane so we can see both working at the same time. And there we go. So go and have a play with that, use the motion tweens, get the shadow to be slightly smaller with the transform tool and more transparent with the alpha, so we get that effect of as the object pulls further away, the shadow gets smaller and lighter. Great, I'll see you when you've done that and we'll start to look at other objects on the stage. Thanks for watching, bye bye.